Hello guys, myself Jaideep Serasia. Standard 6, chapter number 7, Things Around Us. So in this chapter, in the previous video, we have learnt about the ecosystem. So guys, let's revise what is the meaning of ecosystem. So ecosystem, it consists of all organisms in a particular area, right, with living things on or non-living things. So we can see in the picture there is water, duck, fish, soil, stones, plants. They are interacted with each other. That means biotic and abiotic components are interacted with each other. So this is called as the ecosystem. Then we have discussed about the biotic component. So what is the meaning of biotic component? So living things like plants and animals are called as biotic component, like fish, plants, insects, microorganisms. Then abiotic component like water, rocks, sunlight, air, temperature, right? Then we have discussed about interaction between biotic components of an ecosystem. So first we have discussed about producers, that means key autotrophs, it is called as plants. Then consumers, so it is called as heterotrophs, which depends on producers. And in consumers there are herbivores, carnivores and omnivores. Then scavengers and decomposers, right? So guys, today what are we going to discuss? We are going to discuss about the biotic component and abiotic component, how they both are interacted with each other. So guys, there are biotic abiotic components like temperature, then air or wind, soil, water, light. So how they all are interacted with the plant and animals, right? So that we are going to learn today. So first of all, let's discuss about the temperature. So guys we know that ki on the surface of earth, due to the sunlight, temperature increases, right? So how this temperature affect on animals? So we can see that ki on the north area, that means ki in the polar region, the temperature is very much low. But if we see in the area of equator, area near the equator, so this is all are very much hot area, right? So due to the changes in the temperatures, how animals survive over there? So first of all, let's start with it. The different at the different place, animals, the different types of the animals are used to survive over there. As for example, if we see in desert area, it is very hot climate, right? So only camels can survive over there. That means ki the animals who need very less amount of water, these types of the animals can survive over there. Now if we discuss about the polar, so in the polar region, so polar bear, the animals which have thick fur and blubber, right? So these types of the animals can survive. So and birds, if we discuss about birds, so few birds hatch their eggs in the spring, because during the spring time they need too much food to eat, right? And they need food for young ones also. So there are two types of the animals, cold blooded animals and warm blooded animals. So what is the meaning of cold blooded animals? The animals whose body temperature changes with the change in temperature of surroundings, right? Like snake, frogs, fish, they are all called as the cold blooded animals, because as temperature changes, as temperature goes under 25 degrees Celsius, that means ki in the cold cold temperature, these types of animals can't survive. So what they will do? They will go under hibernation. That means they will reduce their activity during this cold season, and they will comes out they comes out by the summer season, right? These types of the animals are called as cold blooded animals. Now, what is the meaning of warm blooded animals? So the animals which whose body temperature does not change with the change of the temperature, right? As temperature increases or decreases, so few animals whose body temperature does not change, right? So these types of the animals are called as warm blooded animals. So guys, what are the examples of warm blooded animals? So most of the mammals, few birds, giraffe, rabbits, that means ki these types of the mammals, humans, are called as warm blooded animals, right? Now in this way temperature is interacted with the plant and animals. Now what is air and wind? That means ki how air or wind is interacted with the plant or animal, right? So guys, we know that ki by the photosynthesis process green plants release oxygen and absorbs carbon dioxide, right? And this oxygen which has been released by plant, which is useful for the living organisms for respiration purposes, right? So this is the interaction between the plant and animals with air. Okay guys, and moving air is also helpful for the dispersal of seed. So by the dispersal, what happens? Seed will be thrown away from one tree and they will grow again. So by this way, air and wind is interacted with plant and animals. Now, what is the relationship between soil and biotic component? So soil which contains so many minerals like zinc, copper, iron, manganese and or and so many other nutrients, right? So plant absorbs this all the nutrients with water from the soil. So what happens? Plant can manufacture their food, right? So there is different flavor in the fruits, and plants can get different types of the fruits also. Fruits produce different types of the fruits and different grains and vegetables also. And living organisms also used to survive in the soil, and these microorganisms like bacteria, what they are doing? They lives between the soil particles. Whatever space is there in the soil particles, they are used to survive over there. And air is also present in the particles of the soil. So these microorganisms are used to take this air for the respiration purposes, and these microorganisms are used to decay the remaining dead body parts of plant or animals. So these microorganisms are used to recycle the nutrients, and they lives in the soil. So by this way soil is helpful, and it has a better relationship with plant and animals. Now next one is water. So guys, we know that water is essential for our life. Then how it is useful? So as we discussed about the plant, so plant absorbs water. So with water there are few dissolved minerals are there. So to manufacture the food, plant needs this all the minerals, right? So when roots of the plant absorbs the water, from the soil. So with this water, dissolved mineral will also be transported to all the parts of the plant, and by the photosynthesis process the green plant can manufacture their food, right? Now if we discuss about animals, so animals are used to drink water, right? So water is also helpful to digest our food whatever has been eaten by the animals, and for our blood circulation water is required, and water is good solvent, right? So aquatic animals can use the oxygen which has been already dissolved in water. So aquatic animals absorbs this oxygen from the water and they can survive in the water, right? So by this way water is related with the plant and animals. Now our next topic is light. So how light is interacted with plant and animals? So as we know that in the presence of sunlight, green plants can manufacture their food, right? It is called as photosynthesis process. And if we discuss about about animal, so the animals which lives in the water, so light cannot reach very deep inside the water. So aquatic animals can survive where they can get enough sunlight, right? Now due to the light, due to the sunlight, birds can sense if there is any changes in the season. Yeah, they can know that how much amount of sunlight is in a day, right? So they can determine that what is the length of the day and night, and they can sense which season, yeah, whatever season is going to be changed, right? So this was the abiotic components, right? It was the light. Now guys, let's solve one word, right? The first one is living organisms in an ecosystem. So it is called as biotic component, right? Second is factors such as soil, sunlight, wind and temperature. So it is called as abiotic component. Third one, organisms capable of making their own food. So it is called as autotrophs. Fourth, another term for the first consumers of plants. So it is called as primary consumers. Fifth one, organisms that eat dead animals and plant matters. So it is called as scavengers. So guys, this was today's abiotic component which is related with biotic component. Okay guys, thank you. Have a nice day.